Boy, do we have something special for y'all. This is a really cool pistol on my bucket list for sure. And if you don't know who this is, you probably, like me, can't afford it. But in reality, they are a tremendous, tremendous company in this industry, especially when you look at custom guns. We're going to go over probably one of the coolest offerings from them, but in this configuration, it's super unique. Welcome to the Agent 2 1911 and 10 millimeter. Stay tuned, guys. This is going to be a great review. So we're going to go through this together because I think this is really special, and this is something that not a lot of people get to experience because of just it's a Nighthawk, and they're wonderful guns. A little bit of history: Nighthawk was formed in 2004 by a group of very talented gunsmiths who wanted to really build the best 1911, and their philosophy is one gun, one gunsmith, and one gunsmith fits and finishes this gun from front to back. I've never been to the facility, but we're a dealer for these guys, and everything that they turn out is just really, really phenomenal. Their products are just the best, and we'll go over that. And just wow, this thing is crazy, and it's gold, so it must be really good. No, it's in 10 millimeter, which makes it way, way better. So let's get into this. So this is the bag, and I'm going to have it kind of open, right? This is the bag that the classic Nighthawk pistol comes in. You're going to have the front strap in here. It's going to have some accessories, paperwork, bushing wrench, because the bushing wrench, and if you'll notice on here, is really, really nice. It's got to have a bottle opener. Front barrel bushing is unique in shape, so you get a custom wrench for it, which is a great touch. And you wonder, well, why does Nighthawk include this in such a pretty gun, which we'll get to in a second. But it's because these guns are designed to be shot. Nice piece, made out of aluminum. Feels really good. We'll set that aside over here. Of course, you're going to get the sight plate. Now this has an RMR on it. We'll go over that in just a second, but you also get a spare sight plate from them as well to cover that up if you aren't going to run the RMR. Of course, patches, some great patches, which somebody buying this gun should absolutely have. That's it for this front pouch, which we'll kind of restuff this so we don't have a ton of stuff sitting everywhere. Now, bread and butter, getting into this thing. Look at that thing. I mean, I'm just going to let you stare at it for a second. My goodness. This is a really special gun, and of course you get your warning stuff, standard stuff from them. Going to get a couple of mags. I mean, look at this thing. This thing is chambered in 10 millimeter, which is just wow. Magazine empty is all, of course, everybody can see. Everybody's empty there. So this thing is completely hand fit. When you yank the slide back on this thing, I mean, it is truly special. Everything on this thing, accessory wise, has been gold nitrided. It's got a really great looking sight plate. I mean, the way that they've got this the rear sight integrated in front of the RMR just gives a wonderful sight picture. If I can get that to focus there. Great sight picture on this thing. So besides just the look of the gun, these things are so accurate. It's a pretty ridiculous setup. And if you look at all the machining and the way this is fit, I mean, this is some geeky stuff, but look at the fitment there. I mean, there is a very, very lightly pronounced rib there, but it's almost perfectly fitted. Transition between the barrel bushing and the recoil spring bushing as well. And I mean, this fitment's great, and the barrel fitment, right? Look at that crown. Look at the way that sits in there, like completely flush. And then you've got, of course, your barrel hood fluting just adds kind of another level to this. Get into the back strap, and you'll see, so this is a collaboration with Agency Arms, and of course we've done the Agency Arms review on the P320, and they make a lot of Glock products as well. And when you really look at the style, kind of carries through with that agency look of this these serrations. I mean, these things are sharp. I mean, no problem if you rake this across your knuckle, you would take your skin off with it. It's extremely aggressive. But that's the point, right? When you want to press check this thing, or you want to grab on the slide, it gives you a ton of grip to purchase this thing at. You've got a lightened rail at the bottom of this, and look at the scalloping at the bottom of that. I mean, every piece of this thing, every angle has been touched to make this thing one unique package. I mean, the cuts down here, the kind of signature gas pedal cut that Agency came up with. The windows, of course, look fantastic. You got windows on either side. Lighten the slide up a little bit, and then getting into the trigger's custom on this thing. It's got a custom contour trigger. Even the magazine release, that magazine release there. I mean, just the way it's shaped, and it sticks out quite a bit, which is really nice because, like, of course, I've got smaller hands, but it lets you really get to this thing a little easier. It's got a little bit of an angle to it, which is great because when you press it, it just fits your thumb right. And that's really what this gun's all about and what Nighthawks are all about. And you look at the shape of these. I mean, these things are shaped in angles in order to fit the way that this pistol works. I mean, not one piece of this hasn't been touched. I mean, the angles down here in the grip safety, as well as the angle back here. I mean, it's a ridiculous piece of hardware. They make a number of guns that are different, but I mean, this thing is just, I mean, listen to this. I mean, super, super tight. Very tight, but very slick and smooth, and that's really what the hand fitting process of Nighthawk really offers. Tanner's gonna take this one home.
I can't afford it. I wish I was taking it home. I can't afford that.
That'll be on the bloopers. But I mean, just a ridiculous piece of hardware. I mean, this thing is gorgeous. Every piece of it's gorgeous. I mean, look at that thing. I mean, this is geeky stuff, guys. I mean, if you're truly a gun geek, this is what it's all about. This is another. I mean, look at the freaking. Where have you seen front strap checkering like that? That's crazy. I mean, it's just so gorgeous. I mean, look at the magwell. I mean, this thing is a full package. It really is a completely well done gun. I mean, the safeties just feel fantastic. And so we'll look at the trigger here. So it's got a light trigger. Let me put my hand on this. I really want to show y'all what this feels like here. It's got obviously your standard 1911 take up. I mean, just nothing. Dry fire this thing, and it's not that it can't be dry fired, right? Let's be really real with this. The reason why these guns exist are not to be babied. These guns are designed to be shot. That's the point. When you go, we went to an Agency deal out at SHOT Show, and all their gunsmiths were out there, and we were shooting their pistols, and they ran the living crap out of these guns, and they ran and ran and ran all day. That's the point of Nighthawk. You don't buy one of these guns to let it sit in a safe. It's got a lifetime warranty, forever, regardless of the issues. And of course, barring sticking this thing in a tub of mud and firing it and blowing up a barrel or something crazy, or a hot load.
That's what she said.
Or something like that. But like, these things are just designed to be run and beat up. And the finishes on these guns are durable as well. And that's the point of them. They are expensive. This is probably around a $6,000 gun. But I mean, what opportunities? I mean, we don't see these coming all the time. This is a custom gun we ordered for a client, and they really pulled out all the stops on it. And look at the grips. We could stare at this thing all day. If you're looking for a great 1911, not a good one, not an okay one, a great 1911, if you're looking for the best, I don't really know anybody that gets better than Nighthawk. We've looked around. I really think there's some fantastic 1911 makers out there. But for a classic single stack 1911, these guys are the king. There's a lot of small names out there who do great double stack stuff. And that's really their forte. But when you really get into these, Wilson Combat, of course, and Kimber I don't even associate with these guys, because though they make, nice 1911s, they're not on this level. Wilson makes some beautiful guns, but again, just a simpler style. And these are 100% hand fit, and I think that's what makes these things really special. So just admire this, enjoy it. We're going to get some B-roll of this gun and take some fantastic photos of it. I wish I could take this out and shoot it. It is a client's gun, so it's sold, and graciously they've let us do a quick review on this. But this thing's got some substantial weight. I don't have the weight specs on it. Maybe I can look that up for you. Let me see. Let me see if I can look that up for you. So I'll give you some, so you're looking, weight on this gun is going to be somewhere around 40 ounces. Barrel length's 5 inches. Of course, it's going to hold 10 rounds, if I'm not mistaken, of 10 millimeter, or 9 rounds. I think they're 10 round mags, if I'm not mistaken. We're kind of doing this by the hip. If you go on their website, you're only going to see this in 9 and 45. This is a really rare gun. This is something custom that they've put together. Looking at length, total length of the gun, 8.59 inches. And kind of a regular grip thickness. I wouldn't say it's wide. I've got medium hands and it fits fantastic. Anybody with large hands could definitely run this gun, no problem at all. You're using Heine sights, and they come in a ton of different finishes. I mean, you want to order something, it takes 6 months to get one of these. But I'm going to tell you something, of any kind, if you've custom ordered something, you can get some really special stuff done, guys. So thanks for just admiring this with me. This is a really cool piece of firearms technology and true craftsmanship that these guys put together. And just enjoy staring at this thing and admire it. And we'll see y'all in the next gun review. I don't know, this might show up on a video soon. I'm not sure. I have to make some phone calls. Enjoy, guys. Nighthawk Custom Agent 2 10mm.